Something like that. Something or the other. I'm talking to myself. What the fuck am I doing? Twitch, fix this. I don't know why it wants to put Siege every time. It wants to say, hey, you're streaming Siege. But I'm not. Literally am not. Oh, God. We'll wait for this to start. Whoa, okay. That's not good. There we go, okay. I had to unplug my microphone very, very, very shortly. Whenever, you know, how it goes. Hello everybody. Say hi. Say welcome. There's a multitude of things. Not really. As I say, there's a multitude of things we're going to look at tonight, but it's not really. I'm taking it very, 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 very chilled out. We do have Gears of War news. This kind of came up last time I was streaming, like 2 weeks ago now, because I missed a stream. Yeah, we are going to be talking about Shadows a little bit, just because I'm going to use this as my conglomeration of news, because it's kind of all he does. There's news about more rumors about a Gears of War remaster collection thing, and I just kind of wanted to sit here and talk about it in a space where we're actually talking about it, and not like while I'm trying to play Avowed or anything like that, you know? So that's all we're really doing tonight. I have something else that will come after I'm done yapping about Gears of War, but for the most part, that's all we got tonight. Very, very chilled out, very relaxed. Actually, I can turn this on. We have this going a little bit. Boom. Music. Maybe not. Well, the video is playing, obviously, but let me look, actually. If anyone officially has been talking about it. Okay, a few of them. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It's old news. I don't know if I necessarily call it news, but that's what it is. Never mind. And tell that to be quiet because it's taking up too much energy of my computer. But people have been talking about this and everything. Speculation territory with Gears. Yeah, this is like a rumor that like has been on like Gears of War Reddit and the Gears of War Discord and the Gears of War forums since 2015. I don't really buy it until we see it come out of Xbox. Like I said when we were playing Avowed, if it is real, it's not being made by TSC, I don't think. And it's not like a remaster or a remake in the way that like Ultimate Edition was. Ultimate Edition was like a full recreation of the game, like from top down. If they do a like Gears collection, it's not going to have Judgment, which would suck. But I can understand why they would omit a game like that. And it's just going to be like a high-res port, which, I said this from playing Avowed. If it comes to PlayStation and it comes to PC, I could kind of see the reasoning or like the want for it to get made, right? Like having, even though it's not a full remake, having the high-res thing for PC or PlayStation. Non-Gears fans want a Gears 2 anniversary. Yeah, a full remaster of Gears 2 would be a lot more, I feel, worth it in the long run, rather than just like a high-res port as an excuse to put it on like PC and Steam and PlayStation if they do go that route. I think there are rumors about the Master Chief Collection going over to PlayStation, which seems to be the direction Xbox is heading anyways, which I don't have an issue with. I think console wars are bullshit, but let's look through this first. Aren't easily accessible in modern platforms. Ixtasis claimed that in Gears of War Collection, 3 installments. See, I don't know why the collection would include the first 3 installments, though, if they already made the first one. Maybe it's Gears 2, 3, and Judgment? Like, wouldn't you just release Ultimate Edition? Or will it be like... It'll be like the Halo Master Chief Collection, where Halo 2 looks all nice and is completely remade, and then like Halo 3 and Halo Reach are kind of just upscaled. I guess it could probably look like that. Clifford Bliss brought back into Gears media headspace and give us what we want. Maybe. I don't see Cliffy B making a return anytime soon. But who at this point, who fucking knows? We have... There's so much insane bullshit going on right now. Coming to PlayStation day 1, or it'll be released this year. Oh. People think it'll come over this year. I don't know. I still think E-Day is probably going to come this year. By I think the end of this year. Once we find out when GTA is actually coming out, the fact that they haven't announced when GTA 6 is coming out yet is still kind of blowing my mind. I think they're like really happily holding the entire gaming industry under their thumb. But like, I know a lot of devs are just not releasing their release date until GTA 6 comes out, or we know when GTA 6 is coming out so they can avoid it. So I feel like that, and people either not understanding that or not like picking up on that, has led them to believe that because we don't have a Gears E-Day announcement for this year, that it'll probably be coming in 2026. I guess they could also have just told us that it was 2025 at some point and also not told us the date, or they might have. Didn't they say 2025, or was there no date on it? If we look at this, let's look at the E-Day trailer. Oh no, there isn't. That might be loud. Okay, so there is no date on it. Multiplayer be removed in the Gears 2 remake. And Gears 3 is the... ever reliable insider Jez Corden did corroborate no multiplayer. Oh. I mean, meh. Who's playing Gears of War 2 for the multiplayer? Even the people that like played it back in 2008 and really loved the game, I feel like they're not there for the multiplayer. If they did it and they had Ultimate Edition, Gears 2, and Gears 3, I don't know why they wouldn't just keep Ultimate Edition's multiplayer, which was already fully built and like a part of the game, or do Gears of War 3's, which has a still living player base. Like Gears 2, you can find matches. It's just very, very rare. Gears 3, you can still find matches pretty decently. Maybe not like Horde or Beast or specific game modes, but if you just go and jump into Team Deathmatch, you will find matches. Or King of the Hill. Gears of War 2 and 3 are more than 15 years old. It is possible as well that they don't want to release the old school multiplayer modes. A, because it's extra server space, and B, because it'll be splitting up. Because if E-Day comes out and it has a full multiplayer, you're now competing with E-Day for multiplayer from those people who might enjoy Gears 2 or 3's more. And then if they go on to release Gears 4 or Gears 5, Gears 5 is already on Steam, but if they like re-release Gears 4 on Steam or move either of those over to PlayStation, now you're competing with those multiplayer experiences as well. Gears 2 gameplay is very lacking. Yeah. Gears 3 is a lot more fun, good enough story. Yeah, Gears 3 is just better than Gears 2 in every conceivable fashion. I pulled up Shadow's video, and I assume it's just going to be the exact same information we just watched, but just in a very, very loud way. So, let's check this out. I rip on Shadows a lot, and I've explained my reasoning for it in the past. Obviously, I don't hate him, but he just rubs me the wrong way. Let's look at this.
Hey guys, Shadows here. Welcome back to another Gears of War video. Today we're going to be discussing the Gears collection with these new insane Gaming Insider rumors, including wait, no multiplayer. The Gears of War franchise has always been one of the most diverse experiences in gaming, not only because of specifically being a third-person cover-based shooter and perfecting it to the point of an active reload, but more so based on the fact that the Gears of War video game product has always included several major pillars of the franchise.
See, he has a very Wikipedia way of speaking that really, he's not the cold, dark corner of the internet, okay? Shadows is very, very, internet friendly, you know? He's just he's robotic. Like, the way he talks about the game sounds like he's writing a dissertation to give to an executive board, and not like he's a gamer talking to gamers. You know what I mean? You will never hear me say Gears of War is the most fantastic third-person gaming product. What? That's it's just... I'm not a hater, but it's going to sound like I'm hating. He's just he talks like AI, you know? And now, in the era of ChatGPT, sometimes it feels like maybe... I'm not saying he is, because he's sounded like this for a decade, and I don't think he needs AI to make him sound more AI. Using ChatGPT might actually make him sound more human. But he just... his choice of words and his delivery screams I'm college educated, but I'm not human. I write all of my scripts down when I read them off a piece of paper, like I do. But all of my scripts, when I write them down in a way that I would read them physically. You could hear this. I'm fucking with a pen real quick. But it sounds somewhat like a human. It sounds more like a human than this because I'm reading it out. And it's just always struck me as weird.
Including a campaign story narrative versus multiplayer PvP to the Horde mode PvE, with communities built across all aspects of the games. As we get further into...
Do I need to get one of those, those cheaply made subscribe things? Do you think that would work for the streams or for my videos? I say it in the videos, but I don't have a really generic graphic pop up. I know Ice uses them. Do you think if we did that, it would help my subscriber count?
Into 2025 as the upcoming Xbox Game Summer Showcase approaches, which is...
Made fun of his dumbbell comparant. I don't know what you're meaning by that. Outside of the only thing I remember talking about him with Ide was the fact that he was talking about Unreal Engine 5. And I was explaining that just because it looks really good in the trailer doesn't mean that the game will look necessarily as good as the trailer will. That's the only thing about his reaction to Ide that I remember we talked about.
Likely happening on Sunday, June 8th, which of course...
Oh, okay.
As always, I will be live streaming and live reacting on my channels.
What day is June 8th? I don't care that it's National Best Friends Day. Can you just give me the fucking... Where's a calendar? June 8th. It's a Sunday. Cool. We will also be streaming... If it is on a Sunday, we will also be streaming the Xbox Game Show. Oh.
After the Coalition finally made the Gears of War E-Day announcement last year that things would settle down, but it looks to be the polar complete opposite, as all of a sudden there have just been some all-new Gaming Insider rumors that are just insane and will definitely upset some Gears of War fans. A month ago, I reported on the Spanish Xbox gaming YouTuber Extras who did discuss the Gears of War collection.
See, but like a Gears of War YouTuber saying that there's going to be a collection. Gears of War YouTubers and Gears of War Redditors have been saying that there's going to be a collection for a decade now. That is not... that doesn't say anything.
Saying that it is real, and it cost him a lot to corroborate its existence, and that it would be announced as a multi-platform game release across Xbox Series consoles, PC, and...
Oh, he's just reading it out loud. It cost me a lot to corroborate its existence, but like what's like corroborating it? Where is the corroborating evidence? You know? It's just like rumor. Like anyone can say anything. This doesn't like convince me of anything.
PS5 at day one, not knowing when the Gears Collection announcement would be made. Well, just 4 weeks later, we have an update from Extras himself, but that is only the beginning of an out-of-control spiral of just absolutely insane new Game Insider rumors from a variety of sources that we're going to break down and make sense of right now. Firstly, to begin with, Extras reported on the Gears of War Collection once again.
Extras. A source told him that it's scheduled for 2026. Told him hold on. So let's think about this a little bit. The source told him it's scheduled for 2026, possibly moving to 2025. The collection is currently scheduled for 2025. If they are making a Gears of War collection and Gears of War E-Day, they are not gonna come out at the same time. They will at least put like 6 months of time in between it. Like if you want to say one's coming out 2025, the next is coming 2026, that I can believe. That's like Gears 5 and Gears Tactics, right? There's that whole year of time, that gap year between them. Ultimate Edition only made because TC want to make sure the test the fan base waters. I don't think it was so much about the fan base as much as it was, I think they literally stated in a lot of the dev diaries that it was for the developers, being like, hey, we got all these new people who've never touched Gears before, we're going to go back to basics, which is what I believe they're probably doing the same thing with E-Day. They have so many new people and so many new directors and leads and departments and stuff that they're probably going to go back to basics, even though it's a new story, they're going to go back to basics and then continue forward with Gears 6 or whatever else they do afterwards. But back to this, like, they're not going to have both of them in 2025. We're already in March. The only way they would have both of them in 2025 is if one was quarter 1 or quarter 4, I guess, at the very beginning of the year, and the other one was at the quarter 4 2025, actually, and not quarter 4 2024. The only way. That... Because I feel like it's just stupid to release two massive Gears of War releases like a few months apart from each other. Like they're gonna give it 6 months of breathing time at least, you know. So I just don't see that. Like that's like the immediate things that like stick out to me that make this source like right away. It's like this. I don't trust this because the logistics behind it don't make sense, you know. Yeah, Omaha.
Again, revealing that the forever rumored and long desired Unreal Engine 5 remakes of the original Gears trilogy.
Yeah, they're not going to be... if they are remade in, like, a la Gears of War Ultimate Edition in Unreal Engine 5, they're also not coming this in 2020. First of all, I don't think they'd be coming in 2025 because... we would have heard about it. Like, if it was coming before E-Day, I feel like they would have shown us that instead of E-Day. I just feel like there's not enough time. Like, these companies, especially Xbox, especially Gears of War, like, they don't do, like, surprise launches or anything like that. I don't think that anything off the top of my head that they've done that is, like, a surprise launch, you know? So it's just like the idea that in the last, I mean, yes, granted, it's been 5 going on 6 years. It's been 6 going on 7 years since we've had Gears 5. That is enough time to remake Gears 2 and Gears 3 in Unreal Engine 5. Maybe even go back and redo Gears 1 if they really, really wanted to. They turned over Ultimate Edition in like a year and a half. Because obviously most of it's there. You're just like making it look nicer. Not that it's easy, but you know, when the script and everything is already planned out for you, it makes a lot of the pre-production stuff easier to go with. But something about Unreal being woke, probably. But like, if like I said, if we're getting a collection, if it's so soon as well, if it's coming 2025 or 2026, anytime within a year of Gears E-Day, it's probably just going to be a high-res remaster, you know? It's not going to be like a full Unreal Engine 5 remake. I just don't see that being feasible given the time, especially the studios, because if it's not TC doing it, it's probably not going to be Unreal Engine. Because like TC's main thing is like, you know, there are a bunch of X-Epic and X People Can Fly, which is also X-Epic studio members who have kind of grown up in their careers with Unreal Engine. I just don't see the logic behind why this would come outside of being like, well, maybe. And it's like, you could say maybe all day long, you know? Maybe. It's been 3 years since God of War Ragnarok. Maybe next year we're going to get God of War 7, you know? Or 6. What are we on? 6. We're going to get God of War 6 next year, guys. It's been enough time. But that's just not how these projects and stuff work. It normally doesn't, especially for a studio like TC that has been very, very bumpy for the last 5-ish years.
It will finally be confirmed and announced at the upcoming Xbox Game Showcase in June for a summer 2025 release date, likely being around August time. This includes, as mentioned previously...
Again, like, they don't do, like, surprise drops. I don't see them revealing it in June and then coming out in August or September, even like October. I feel like if they were going to do that, they would reveal it like around this time. You know, they would have revealed it back in February or January. It's already almost April, you know? I just don't see that being a thing. I mean, they did, what was it? Ninja Shadow Gaiden Black or something got like kind of like we knew it was happening, and then it got a trailer and then like got dropped at the same time, like a month ago or something. Maybe. But if that's the case, I think it'll be almost guaranteed that it's not like a full Unreal Engine 5 remake, and it's just a, you know, slapped together remaster. Which, again, as I said before, if it is just an upscale, if you're a hardcore Gears of War fan, you've played every single game, you don't care. Because if it's just a high-res upscale, you already have that on Xbox. And if you're a hardcore Gears fan who has played all the games and still plays them to this day, you're playing it on an Xbox, which has the high-res upscale. So there's no point. Like, for me, as a Gears of War fan, a high-res upscale of Gears 2, Gears 3, I do not need. I don't give two shits about. Like, of course it won't cost me anything extra because I have Game Pass and everything. And all my stuff is through the Xbox ecosystem. Like, I don't even own Gears 5 or Gears Tactics. Because I've had Game Pass for so long. But, like, for fans of Gears in that way, like, the only way I see it being a thing is if you're moving it to Gears 2 at an upscaling graphic. That's what I'm saying. It's like, if you're playing on the Xbox Series consoles, Series S, Series... Their fucking naming convention is stupid. The X Series... Excelsior... Excelsior would be a much better name than Xbox Series S or X. Xbox Excelsior. Can you imagine? Why is Xbox so shit at branding? Dude, multi-million-dollar company. Worst branding I've ever fucking seen. But aside from that, the only reason you would have to do something like this, because I don't think it's going to be a full remake, would be to release it on other platforms, like PlayStation, like Steam and stuff. And in that case, I can kind of see it. But that's like something that's being like, that's like a project you give to some side studio who's not doing anything. That's not something that TC is going to do, you know? It's not going to get any support. It's not going to have servers or anything like that. It's going to be like, here, play the campaign. And then E-Day comes out, and then people want to play E-Day. I could see that. Maybe. We'll have to see if the Master Chief Collection comes to PlayStation. Because I think if that goes to PlayStation, that will convince me that they would do the same thing with Gears. But like they already have the Master Chief Collection finished, they would just have to, I guess, set up different servers for it or set up crossplay or anything like that, and move that over to PlayStation. But I feel like that would happen first before we get a Gears of War collection, but I guess we'll see in June.
Obviously, a multi-platform release day one on the Xbox Series X and S consoles, PC and PS5, with maybe even a Nintendo Switch 2 release later down the line. He also did mention that Gears of War E-Day is targeting next year in 2026 as I'm expecting, with the slim chance to slip into the end of 2025. Extra's track record has been on fire lately with leaking both the Forza Horizon 5 release on the PS5 being the next Xbox game title to make the Switch, and the fact that a Tony Hawk Pro Skater Remastered was going to be announced soon, in which both are now officially confirmed. Take that as you will. Next up then, we have a PlayStation YouTuber and Gaming Insider.
I don't know. I don't know how wide the rumors of Forza going to PlayStation and how, like I don't know anything about the leaker. You could say that he was right for those two, but is he making like 50 assumptions a day? And it's those two happen to be right, or are those the only two assumptions he made in the last year and they were both correct? I don't know the credibility of the leaker.
Detective Seeds, who seems to have connections or knows about things getting added into the PlayStation Network on the back end before it goes live publicly, with him hinting at further evidence of a Gears of War Collection multi-platform release, including PS5 at day one, by saying the following. Gears of War Collection should be releasing early to mid-August. It is PS5 Pro enhanced, but I have been told no multiplayer PvP, a campaign focus only. For further on the Gears of War Collection, the game is loaded onto the PlayStation storefront on the back end. It shows one player and does not show support for additional players. Gears of War Collection will have co-op on the campaign, but will not have multiplayer PvP. There are 3 titles within this collection. Now this is where it gets super spicy indeed, on the fact that it does really look like after 10 years of talking about it, and you will know if you've been watching me or the YouTube channel for a long time now, that a Gears of War Collection does look to finally exist. Windows Central executive writer and very credible Gaming Insider Jez Corden also commented on the Gears of War rumors merry-go-round recently. Unfortunately, some possible bad news, stating actually that he had heard no multiplayer PvP too, in which he went in further into more detailed reporting as seen in the following. Looking into the Gears Collection rumors to see if I can get something concrete either way, hang tight. Been unable to confirm or
some misinformation.
debunk this so far. Aside from the ship C releasing with no versus multiplayer horde mode, after waiting this long would absolutely hurt and sting the Gears fan in me, but being so close to the potential Gears of War E-Day release, we almost have a brand new game title that I would rather the Coalition Studios full focus and attention be on anyway. At this point, I would wait on hitting the active reload and firing away your Lancer Assault Rifle.
Dude, that's that's what I mean. He sounds... I've been waiting to hit the active reload on my Lancer Assault Rifle. It's like he uses the specific vocabulary terms for everything, and it makes it sound really inauthentic. I'm ragging on Shadows here. We're not talking about the... I'm not speculating, but like... I'm just being an asshole, but it's like... just say I've been waiting to get back into the game and chew up some grubs or something, like how people talk. Been waiting to get in the game, get my active reloads up, play with my Lancer Assault Rifle. I'm sorry, Shadows. It's just really easy to make fun of.
With the chainsaw revving in the sky for either a full Gaming Insider report, even better, the upcoming Xbox Game Summer Showcase itself in June, where the Coalition Studio will officially confirm everything Gears of War we need to know. Ever since the recent Gears Collection with no versus multiplayer PvP rumors are broken out, a lot of the other Gaming Insiders, including specifically Xbox Era Special Nick, who is actually credited with leaking a Gears of War Collection as the original source all the way back now in January 2022, as well as the Verge's Tom Warren, who has always been in support of Nick's Gears Collection claims from the very beginning, both jumped on Jez Corden's Twitter thread by joking
3 years ago. So you're telling me that, like, literally months after Rod Ferguson left the studio and they had to do all those rebuilds and they had to go support Redfall for being such a piece of shit that they started development on a remaster collection? I don't know. Maybe it just feels like that's too tumultuous. Maybe, like, I could see it maybe happening when they were, like, without leadership, that they were, like, hey, we have this whole studio and they're kind of just not doing anything. Make remasters. I could see that partially. I don't buy it though, because again, why would they show us E-Day and why would they not just show us, like, if it's supposed to come earlier, why show us E-Day and not the... This is really just me at this point doubting Xbox's branding strategy, because Xbox is really fucking awful at branding and, like, building hype and that kind of thing. So it's like, I just don't think that they're pulling, like, some ultra, double bluff to actually we secretly have a Gears of War remaster up our sleeve. I just don't think they're that consumer savvy, They make their console the hardest fucking thing to pronounce in the universe. Then they do all this awful shit. Like, even though they're, like, technically more, like, consumer friendly than something like PlayStation or especially Nintendo, they're really bad at, like, catering to those consumers. So it's like, I don't know. I hate talking about shit like it's consumers and bullshit. Who's more terminally online, Shadows or Synthetic Man? Synthetic Man is a Nazi. He's an incel Nazi. Synthetic Man is a million times more terminally online than Shadows. Shadows is just cringe. He's not a fucking Nazi, He's not awful. There's nothing wrong about Shadows. He's just cringe and he talks like a robot. There's nothing wrong with that. He's not, like, evil, Synthetic Man watched the Fallout show and the first thing that was weird to him was that there was an interracial marriage in the show. Synthetic Man is literally scum of the earth. Shadows is just cringe. He's not terminally online. That's insane.
Around about the fact that it has always existed since they both have said. There is also other gaming insiders, including Nate the Hate and Randall 4, who we did report on a month ago that they discussed on Nate's Xbox 2025 prediction podcast the Gears collection not having multiplayer PvP if it were to be releasing in the same year as Gears of War E-Day, as seen in the following.
I think a Gears of War collection will also be released in the summer, kind of as a lead-in to Gears E-Day.
A special Nick listening to this podcast? Gears Trilogy. I mean, yeah, the collection has been a rumor for 3 years now. I think it first showed up in 2022.
It's been a rumor for 10 years.
I'll say last year, after seeing Gears E-Day, I was ready to let go of the collection and say, you know what, it's not going to happen, especially if Gears E-Day comes out in 2025, because it felt as though if there were to be a collection, you would have to release it in 2024. Give it a nice year gap between E-Day's release. I also kind of had in the back of my mind at the time, maybe E-Day isn't a 2025 release, but then you had a report come from The Verge and Tom Warren saying that Gears of War E-Day is targeting 2025. And when you look at the marketing history of Gears of War, they do typically announce the game 1 year in advance of its release. So if they are doing that here, if they are copying that, it would mean Gears E-Day is a 2025 release. And I just think it would be a good way to introduce maybe new fans to the Gears of War franchise by giving you the Gears collection. This way you have some familiarity with Marcus and Dom, and you have some of that history of...
Okay, I get the logic of, like, we want to do Gears collection so you can get to Gears E-Day. I feel like it's easier to do the opposite. I feel like it's easier to do E-Day and then re-release Gears 1, 2, and 3, updated so it matches E-Day's presentation. Gears E-Day is a prequel. This is like the first time Marcus and Dom are being introduced to the Locust. Feel like the whole point of a prequel, like, what's the point of making a prequel if the prequel is spoilers for the for the upcoming movies or whatever, I guess it's not inherently true, but I feel like, again, in the same way I don't trust Xbox's marketing strategy, I don't trust Gears of War writers to be so savvy that E-Day is going to be this insane narrative revelation that will make it a must-play after Gears of War 3 type of game. Gears of War 3 guys, spoilers, Dom fucking dies. You don't get any more, final than that. It's not like E-Day is going to have anything brand spanking new. If anything, it will give us a proper introduction to characters like Ty and Marcus and Dom, so that when they show up, hopefully, so that when they show up in Gears 1, 2, and 3, they feel more like people that have personal connections and relationships, which currently they do not have. Halo Reach is a great prequel. It has nothing to do with Halo 1. Yeah, that has nothing to do with this, though. Gears E-Day features Marcus and Dom. It has everything to do with Gears of War 1. If anything, it might make Marcus feel a little bit more dumb, because like in Gears 1, 2, and 3, it depends how they retcon stuff, like Judgment did. Because if in Gears 1 and 2, when Marcus is like, what's that? What's Berserker? What's a Cantus? What's a Theron Guard? And in Gears E-Day, you're fighting Cantus and Theron Guards and Berserkers. It'll make him feel really stupid. But I guess we'll have to see
what E-Day was. You understand why humanity is so fearful of the Locust, why they're in so much desperation, why they fear using weapons like the Hammer of Dawn, how weapons like the Lancer evolved and were prototyped in R&D to become these vicious weapons of war to chainsaw Locust in half and everything. So you kind of give a little context to everything, and maybe that would generate excitement to go into the prequel, to have some of these questions that the first game presented, and you're finally going to get those answers. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to will it into existence that a Gears Collection is going to release this summer. The Gears Collection would maybe omit multiplayer if they are to go this route. If you're familiar with the Gears trilogy's multiplayer, you know the first game's multiplayer is very different from the third game. So I think merging those three would kind of prove to be difficult, whereas with the Gears Collection, I think the main thing to deliver there is really just the campaign. I mean, this is all obviously just speculation of how they could approach this. I think that would be the smarter avenue or way to approach it, is just give me the 3 campaigns of the Gears Collection and then let Gears E-Day have a rich multiplayer with maps and modes and such. That's where players can invest a lot of their time and just dive into multiplayer and play it.
I like this guy. He's got the same logic I do.
For the next several years. So games that I have heard will be released multi-platform in 2025 beyond the obvious include Flight Simulator, will come to PlayStation 5 and Switch 2, and Halo to PS5 and Switch 2 as well. Yeah, I mean, I would also go as far to say that if a Gears of War collection exists and releases in 2025, I would say that would likely be a day one release on PlayStation 5 as well.
Next up, Mag reported 2 months ago that he had received some inside information that at the time both Gears of War E-Day and the Gears Collection were to be releasing in 2025, but also gets credit.
Dude, this is another nitpicking Shadows thing, and this goes for like a lot of people that are playing like multiplayer games, especially Gears, because it's a game that I know how it's played. He kind of a bitch for just like picking up the torque bow and just like using the torque bow, hogging torque bow ammo, sitting in their spawn using torque bow to kill everyone. I think that's lame as hell.
For being the first to state that the Gears Collection itself would not include any multiplayer PvP, only be solo co-op campaign only. Mr. Mag then returned with an up-to-date Gears Collection report showing that he had heard from the people directly working on the project itself that there will be an official Gears Collection announcement in June at the Xbox Game Showcase, with a release date slated between June and September.
This I also don't like, because it's like you're kind of lying to your audience. You know what I mean? It's like you're taking... I know you're like trying to drum up hype and stuff like that, and it's like the nature of the beast. Why do you have to make fake graphics? Like Gears of War Collection 2025. It's a rumor. Yeah. You don't have to like try and sell it to us as it's like some real thing that it's actually going to launch. When we don't have any confirmation that it exists, who's attached to it, whatever, you know. Why... It just bugs me. It shouldn't. It's not really that big of a deal, but it just does.
With a target of August 2025,
like
bang on in the
seedy.
summertime, a multi-platform release on Xbox Series consoles, PS5 and PC day one, following the story of Marcus Phoenix only, meaning just the first 3 games, no Judgment 4 or 5. This actually makes a lot of sense because if you haven't realized already, this August will also mark the 10-year anniversary since the release of Gears of War Ultimate Edition, the remake of Gears 1 in 2015, and the Coalition Studios' first Gears of War game title release. So what better way to celebrate with a Gears of War Marcus Phoenix Trilogy Ultimate Collection? Matt goes into...
God, it's been a decade. Damn! It's been so long that the Coalition has had Gears of War longer than Epic had it. They put out what? 3? Well, they put out 3 games in a spinoff. That's almost equal to Epic. Unfortunately, they were not received nearly as well. I thought Gears 4 was really fun. I think Gears 4 is my favorite. That might just be nostalgia talking. But damn, they've already had Gears of War longer than Epic did. That's kind of crazy to think about.
Further detail as seen in the following.
E-Day is coming in 2025. I want to talk about something else that's a little interesting, is that we have to look at something else that might be coming out in 2025. The word is as well, if you've worried about the right hook, worried about the left one, because apparently Gears of War Collection is also being slated for 2025.
Yeah, I don't see it coming 2025. I don't see them both launching Q3, Q4, 2025. Like, Xbox as like a publisher has a lot of releases. I don't know why. I don't think they would be so drained that they need to do 2 Gears of War drops that are clashing with each other. Especially if you're trying to get a new audience in. Think about it, you're a PlayStation player, you've never played Xbox. They drop Ultimate Edition, or like, you know, the remasters. If you do pick those up, you play them in August. It'll take you, I don't know, 3 games. They're not necessarily long games, but I'm thinking someone like me who like has like 2 hours a week maybe to play, you know? It'll take a a good number of like their casual PlayStation audience, like at least a month, 2 months to get through those games. More if they do include stuff like PvP and Horde mode and stuff. But, and then to have E-Day come out like a few months later, I feel like it's just going to get swept under the rug, especially with the games coming out this year, like GTA 6. Like, not only do they have to think about GTA 6 comes out this year, which will dominate the month that it does come out, but it will continue to exist with like GTA Online and stuff like that for the next couple of months and kind of dominate general online spaces for a while. 2009, where Gears came out a few years later. I mean, yeah, development. If it's developed by TC and E-Day, I just don't see that being possible. Like, feasibly, to make a whole brand new game and 2 remasters in 5 years? No. I could see the 2 remasters, and then maybe if they pushed like Gears E-Day to like late 2026, 2027, maybe I could hear that argument. But if it's supposed to be 2025, early 2026, or both in 2025, I feel like that's just insane. You know, I don't see that happening.
I think that they're going to talk about it in the June showcase, or maybe sometime between now and June they'll discuss it, and I think it'll be released somewhere around the June showcase. Now I have one little tidbit of information about that Gears of War collection. The word is, you heard it here first, folks, no multiplayer in the Gears of War.
Didn't hear it from you first. Somebody else leaked it. I guess we'll have to see in June. We really won't know bullshit until it gets launched in June. That's it. This whole thing has been useless. That's the entire video. That's all that matters. What is this? 43 minutes into the live. Got it. Write it down. 43. Whole thing useless. We won't know till June. It's still just rumors. It's still just complete rumors. Nothing from here is really convincing me. I guess the stuff with Jez is slightly more credible, but I'm burping. I just don't see it happening. I don't think it's realistic. Hold on, I have to get water. I just don't think it's I don't find it to be realistic at all. So I don't know. I just don't buy it. But I've got something to talk about. That's not this. Go away. Give me this. Sure. What? Where is my Discord? Okay, I don't know why that's not working. Let me fix this. Give me a second. You ever found Leanne's like the State of the Union said? I can't right now. That's it's too stupid. It's too stupid right now, okay? Just where the fuck? Okay. I'm gonna kill that. While I try to figure this out. Hello, people elsewards, because this will also get made into its own video. Hi, people from YouTube. You, right there. If you're unfamiliar... Oh, that's big. Oh, it's everywhere. Oh, there we go. Fixed. If you're unfamiliar, there is a Discord for everybody. The official Nexus Knights, you can see it here. This is going to be my announcement because I'm going on vacation next week. I won't be streaming this next weekend or the weekend after. If you're curious, this is where all of my stream updates and stuff we're going to do on stream come from. I post it all in here. I'll sometimes post it on the YouTube channel, stuff like that. I don't really focus on that, but everything gets dropped in here. There's all sorts of stuff. I just want to build more of a community. Here's Hudson's Corner where he just... Sorry, Hudson. But Hudson yaps in there. So if you're a big yapper and you want something to yap with, we got plenty of people who will yap with you for hours. Literally hours. If you want to post memes, if you want to post gaming stuff, if you want to find Gears of War people, Warhammer people, any kind of gaming group, if you're like, hey, I want to play this kind of game, I don't know where to find people, come in. Everybody in the server, we only allow cool people in the server. So hopefully you can find somebody that's cool to play games with you, as well as having stuff like showing off Warhammer miniatures, stuff like that. Like I post all my miniatures and stuff that I've been painting in here. It's just a big communal space for everyone to look at. Let's me see what else I had here. And I have this thing. There's like an arts and crafts thing too. So if you want to post art and stuff you make, you can drop it. I have this thing that I introduced called Multimedia Create. What the fuck? Words? Multimedia. Motherfucker. Multimedia Creations, which is basically if you have something, a creation, a story, a art project, whatever, as long as it doesn't violate our terms in the Discord, which is, you know, don't be an asshole and don't be like evil, don't use slurs. Pretty easy rules. As long as you're a regular human being, it should be pretty easy to follow. As long as you're not breaking any of those rules, post your projects. This is for stuff that's like long projects, that is, you want to make a whole thread dedicated to it and you want feedback at it and stuff like that. This is also working as like a double announcement of a project I've been working on for a long, long time. Aside from all the YouTube stuff, aside from all the streaming stuff, aside from everything else I got going on, I have this project that I've posted here that I call the Aviator. This was posted on the Discord like a month ago, literally the last day of February. But the reason why that's important, I'm showing it to you all here as well. This is a story thing I have been working on. A story thing. It is a written out story, like with, you know, letters and stuff. It's an early draft. As you can see here, this is what you will see when you open up the document if you would like to check it out and give it a read. Obviously, I'm just shilling my own projects right here because this is a story that I've been working on for a long time. I've been writing stuff since I was in middle school. It used to be really, really bad and really, really cringy. Very, very... How do you think a 16-year-old boy wrote about the upturns of cultural and societal revolution? This is much more of an actual story with characters and themes and plots. At least I hope so. As you can see, this is a draft, subject to change. It's not even the full thing. This is only 24 pages out of like the full 70 something page manuscript so far. So it's only about like the first quarter, first third. And as like it says, there's graphic violence described in it. Nothing like Demonculaba, but just like, you know, people getting ripped in half. In the context of this sci-fi story about super soldiers who fight for land and king and country and whatever the fuck else. But that's it. I just wanted to throw that out there, let people know, as well as inform you about the Discord. I'll be going away, so no like special videos or streams or anything for the next 2-3 weekends. But I will be in the Discord. I'll still be posting in the Discord and saying hi to people in the Discord, and if you come and join, it's all down there. So that's about it. I know it was a short stream tonight. I just had to, get my weekly streams in for Twitch. But that's about it. That's all I have. We will be back tomorrow with maybe something more. I don't know. It might also be a short stream. I've got a lot going on. I will see all of you, beautiful ladies and animals, tomorrow and sometime in the future. Come to the Discord. Come say hi, please. Come on. It's right there. It's free. It's so cool. It's so amazing. Anyways, that's all I have. Stay